whose color? We welcome you in here on the Northstar Network for this broadcast of girls JV lacrosse. It's the CNS North Stars taking on the Victor Blue Devils. I'm Killian Heffron, joined alongside by Rowan Barnes. Rowan, the North Stars are this year, certainly they've had a few games here on the Northstar Network, and throughout these JV games, we've seen them definitely have a bit of growth throughout this season. What are you expecting to see here out of them today?
I'm just hoping to see good defense. I'm a little lost on. I haven't seen really amazing defense so far. I mean, this is just the start of the game, so I don't know what will happen. But from the past couple of games I've seen that we're JV girls, defense hasn't been super on top. But we do have pretty good offense, and our midfielders are doing very well. Honestly, I'm just shocked at how nice it is out today. The last time I was here it was snowing, so I'm almost getting like whiplash thinking about it.
Yeah, it's 75 and sunny out here today at Michael J. Bragman Stadium as the North Stars hold the first possession in the offensive end. Trying to rotate on this one, stepping back. Pass back over, here's Freeman. Harper Freeman cuts from the side. Freeman takes a couple of checks, flag comes out, and the North Stars will get the game's first 8-meter. On the 8-meter, they come in, shot there, turned away. And here comes Victor bringing it back out. A minute 20 gone by in quarter number 1. North Stars held the first offensive opportunity, but now Victor carrying this one on in. Definitely we got a bit of a size difference here, Rome, between these two teams. Victor seems to be a lot taller as they walk in here and score. And that'll make it 1-0 there off the bouncer that goes in on the top left. And Victor jumps ahead 1-0. So the North Stars unsuccessful on their first attack. Victor comes right back down and makes it 1-0.
Looks like we've got Freeman taking the.
Yeah, it looks like Freeman on the draw. That's flipped up and it'll be picked up by Victor, but they almost have their pocket picked, but eventually they're able to scoop this one up and they'll walk down in, cruising in past the 25. Throw over to the side, cutting into the middle, taken down, flag comes on out. And it looks like Victor here will head to the 8-meter line.
Like I said, I'm hoping to see defense make a comeback.
Certainly they've had their early tests in this one. Here they are. The 8-meter shot there goes wide. It'll stay with Victor. And they'll look to set things up here. North Stars in goal today is 7th grader Addison DeHay. Turning, trying to find space. Flips this one back up to the top. Sent along. Victor trying to just find some area to get into that middle. So far, North Stars boxing them out pretty good. It's working the perimeter. They've gone all the way around the circle now, and they keep going around the circle. Now they'll try to step in, curling away and putting this one back behind the net. North Stars trying to step in on defense. Set to the middle, was nearly picked off. It falls down onto the ground, and it'll be scooped up by Victor. They'll hold possession. Blue Devils with control here in the offensive end, just can't find a shooting lane. Sent along over, driving, cutting to the middle, they score. And that'll make it 2-0 Victor here, 3:09 into this game.
The Blue Devils have an amazing control over the ball and keeping possession of it for that matter.
So we'll get our reset here. Victor cruising ahead so far. Not really much in terms of pushback from the North Stars, although they did hold them outside that middle area for a good 30 to 40 seconds there, but eventually It was just too much, and they just ended up caving in. So on the draw, Northstars are, and Victor both have one draw control each. Victor will pick up their second right there, and they will try to charge on in. That pass nearly picked off. Almost getting to that one there was Carly Nider. It'll stay with Victor as they try to set things up here in the offensive end. Working to establish that perimeter. Northstars, both goals they've allowed today have been off of letting somebody break through this perimeter, so we will see if that theme continues or if the Northstars are able to lock up in that aspect. Sent back around down low, push behind the net. Going out to the side, and they will continue to just cycle this one around.
These are some long passes they're willing to throw, and they somehow catch them all.
Yeah, Northstars, they really aren't pressuring the passing lanes at all, just trying to keep them boxed out. But now here Victor comes on in with an opportunity. That one was rolled on that. Save made, rebound, it comes back. DeHay was able to make the initial stop, but Northstars unable to recover. Victor keeps the ball. They push this one around looking for space. Flipped around over. Cutting in from the side, centering pass, falls onto the ground. Battled for, it was scooped up out of the air and fired into the back of the net. That'll make it 3-0. And once again, Ron, they're just breaking through the Northstars. I know I keep saying this word, but they keep breaking through the Northstar perimeter.
I don't know if there's really much else to say about it. I mean, hopefully the Northstars start to learn that they need to focus more on intercepting their passes instead of just trying to box them in, because they seem to be very good at getting themselves out of these boxes anyway.
Obviously, I mean, you run the risk of giving them a free break right in on your goal if you aren't able to get to that ball in time if you try to pressure, but the ladder seems to just not be working right now for CNS, so they got to try something. We'll see if they're able to stabilize things here. Victor leads 3-0. Just under 5 minutes gone by. Still plenty of lacrosse left to play. Northstar certainly aren't out of it by any stretch. And Victor here will pick up yet another draw control. They're third on the day. They now try to break on in, looking for space. They will elect to just wait for reinforcements, hanging around the 25, and they send this one on in. Play back down around the goal line. Looking for some space. And they'll continue to just push this one around. Again, just going in a circle. They've run this strategy pretty much the entire game so far. They've just gone in a circle until somebody gets caught out of position. Our coach yelling to reverse it, so that's what they will do. They'll go around the circle the other way now. Breaking on in. Now they try to set up an attack. Turning around the outside. Northstar's able to push this back, and so Victor will be left searching for answers. But a whistle blows. Looks like an 8-meter coming. Or excuse me, not an 8-meter. I think this is maybe a 10-meter. Unsure what the actual term is there. Setting that one around behind the net. Still looking for some space, working along the outside. Now they cut in. Centering pass, that one's rolled on the ground, and it goes wide. It'll stay with Victor. So it's a 12-meter and an 8-meter, excuse me. So that last one there was a 12-meter for Victor, as they will make it 4-0 off that goal. I missed that because I was looking down trying to see how far out that mark is. Victor in full control here in this first quarter.
Looks to me that the Blue Devils have a really good, solid strategy that they've been running through multiple times, but at one point they're going to have to switch it up. I mean, what will happen if the North Stars adapt and figure out a way to loophole it?
Yeah, as long as the North Stars can predict that they're just going to go around the circle, you'd expect that eventually here they're going to start to come up with a play to break that up, but we'll see. 5:50 left here in quarter number 1. That one falls onto the ground. North Stars trying to scoop it up, and Victor will once again control that one, and they will bring this forward. Victor, 4 straight draw controls. They walk now into the offensive end of the field, hovering around the 25. They will try to pitch this one along. Sent down low. Looking for some space. It's played back.
Back to the circle.
And once again, like you said, Ron, staying in this little circle play, just moving it around. Play call there coming from the Victor bench. They try to step on in here. Turning, looking for space, doesn't have anything, so they'll elect to just roll around back behind their own net. The Blue Devils here trying to find something. Got the pass to the middle. Shooting one. That goes wide. And whistle blows. Out of bounds. Victor ball. Controlling that one. It goes back down around to the side. Flipped back along the goal line. Trying to set something up here are the Blue Devils. Working to the middle. Shot there. Save made. DeHay able to get to that one. 3:54 left to go. Rotating around. Victor's still in possession. Cut to the middle, making a move, they score. And now they get 5-0 Victor. North Stars just have not been able to respond. Last time we really saw them do something offensively was the very first possession of the game, and after that, it's been all Victor.
4 goals in just the first quarter. I mean, it's not impossible, but it's going to be very difficult for North Stars to make a comeback.
So they'll line up once again, but it is firmly Victor in control. They lead 5-0. And you wouldn't be surprised here if they try to extend this one. And Victor will now walk back into the offensive end. Flipped back over to the side, sent back to the middle now. Down low. Giving a long over. Push back, and they will once again just cycle this ball around. Picked up, trying to walk on in, didn't have an option, so they'll just select to go back the other direction. 2:52 left in the first quarter. 5-0 Victor lead. They look to make it 6-0 here on this possession. North Stars have not had the ball in the Victor end of the field since the very first possession of this game. That one's swatted out of the air. North Stars recover, and now they look to turn this one back upfield. Trying to find room around the side. Pass comes forward, and the North Stars finally able to break out. Into the offensive end now. Whistles blow. North Stars will set things up. Down low on this one is Adeline Frasina. And so violation on the North Stars gives it right back to Victor, who will just carry this one on down the field. It's picked up now at midfield. They will look to advance this one. Send on to the middle with space, cutting. A lot of room, they score. Rip top left. 6-0 Victor.
Looked like for a second there that the North Stars were going to make a comeback. Hopefully we can keep that energy for some more. Well, there's not much time left, but quarters, hopefully.
Yeah, they had something going there for a second, but unfortunately, violation committed. Puts the ball back on Victor's stick, and that's where things stand. They break down the field and further this lead. On the draw. That one will be whacked out of the air. And North Star's in a position to pick this one up. Can they get to it? Big collisions. And it'll be scooped up. Not quite yet. Ball still rolling around. And the North Stars take possession. This is Dunleavy with it. Send along to the side. Looking to the middle. Shot. They score! Harper Freeman gets the North Stars on the board with 1:34 left in the first quarter. It's 6-1.
Which one's mine?
So Reynolds on the assist there. Pretty sure Alex Schneebel helping us out. Our Stars on the board, and they were able to get that one off the draw control. This draw will be taken by the Blue Devils. They break into the offensive end. They'll look to just cycle this one around once again. A very common theme in this game. Now it's sent to the middle. The perimeter breaks down, and that is what you'll get. Wide open in front of the net. 7-1. Now on the draw, 7-1 our score. Victor responds after the North Stars put one on the board. It'll be picked up now by the Blue Devils. They will try to break right on in. Steps in, whistles blow, and it looks like this one will stay here with Victor off the collision. 55 seconds left. Sent down onto the side, trying to find space. Looking for room. Couldn't get one in the middle, so they will just flip this back the other way. 40 seconds left. Up to the point. That one will just be thrown away. And out of bounds it'll go. It's North Star ball. 25 seconds here left to go in quarter number one. That one's overthrown. It'll go out of bounds. And it comes right back to Webster. Or excuse me, to Victor. 15 seconds. They send this one on, then shot. They score. Gets it between the legs there of DeHay, and that makes it 8-1. Final 11 seconds here will tick off as they will do this draw, but this one is seemingly very in favor of Victor. Just a dominant first quarter. Here, this one will be won by the Blue Devils. Final 5 seconds tick off. And that is it for the first quarter. 8-1 our score. Or excuse me, 9-1 our score. Victor with the lead.
Wow. What a start to the game.
And we will see you on the other side of this break. Here, we'll be back in a couple of minutes.
And we welcome you back here on the Northstar Network, streaming live on YouTube. I am now your play-by-play commentator, I guess, as Killian Heffron decided not to.
Somewhere.
But we'll get this second quarter starting draw now in just a moment. As Harper Freeman will take it for the North Stars. Bro, tell Killian when he gets back up here. As Victor gets that draw control, they're going to bring it up now with speed. Looking for another goal to make it 10-1. Working around the outside. Lots of cutters going through the middle. Looking to dodge now. Centering pass. She shoots. Just bounces right out of the goal. Centering pass again. She scores to make it 10-1 in this game.
It's looking a little dicey for the North Stars. It seems every time they are able to break through their strategy, the Blue Devils just come right back.
Yep. That's been how it's going so far.
We welcome you all back here on the Northstar Network. Sorry for that. I was like physically parched. I needed a sip of water downstairs. And I found out the hard way that the concession stand does not take cards, so I had to navigate to the water fountain. Which I did eventually find. Took me a minute, but I'm not that dumb. Meanwhile, Webster walks on in, and they'll make it 11-1 right there. It looks like she may have gotten clipped in the back of the head with a stick there. Immediately grabbed there, the back of her head. Looks to be okay. It's Victor. So Victor in full control right now. So very heavy Blue Devil performance today. I don't think they'll regret coming out here, as they have taken it to CNS. So this one still, again, plenty of lacrosse to be played, but you gotta wonder how this one will go. And obviously, you know, I'm sure both these teams have plays that they'd like to try to run, just some experimental stuff. Pushed back down around, and again, I know we've said this the whole game, Rowan, but really, Victor, they'll just kind of go around the circle, and then eventually they'll pick a time to put the North Stars out of their misery and just walk on in. They've done this the whole game.
Yeah.
And it continues to work, and once again, right there, they'll score that time, and it'll make it 12-1.
Well, by the way, Killian, I'm glad you're very well hydrated now. In your absence, I had to have my good friend Mason Hine come on and take over. I was honestly starting to worry that you were just getting sick of me. You were taking too long, man.
Well, like I said, I had to navigate to the water fountain because I've never actually used a water fountain here at the stadium before. So I was downstairs looking. I went over to the concession stand, and again, they didn't take cards. So I was like, okay, well, I gotta block out all this noise in my head that's telling me to buy a soda because I couldn't anymore, and then walk over to the water fountain.
Yeah. The only noise you heard was a noise from my microphone.
Speaking of making noise, Mason was making quite a bit this morning. He was on play-by-play for the girls' flag football game. They fell 7-6 to C-Square. And a game that was low scoring to the very end. The Northstars flag football, they've had a lot of low scoring matchups this season. But back to lacrosse. Victor walks on in. They send that one to the middle. That shot goes wide. Pushing it down around. Continuing to just go around and look for some space. Flipped around down low, trying to find some space. Going to the middle, it's picked up, and they'll walk back the other way. Trying to force her back out. Flag comes out, and it looks like we'll get an 8-meter here for Victor. Looking to make it a 12-goal lead.
Well, seems that with the new quarter, there is a change in, looks like, team dynamics and also size. So maybe with this new side and this new perspective, the North Stars will see a freckle of hope in coming back from this game.
Yeah, we've also seen a freckle of new defensive structure here for CNS as they're definitely getting in a little more, starting to pressure these plays on the outside. But certainly has not kept those offensive chances for Victor to a minimum quite yet. As they walk in again and they'll score there, makes it 13-1.
Wow. I mean, yeah, I was going to say, like, it seems like the North Stars were getting better at pressuring them from the last quarter where there was, like, minimal pressure going on.
And North Stars, their one goal in this game came off of a draw control. They've won 2 of those today. As Victor continues to roll through this thing. We're up to running time here, 6:09 to go. So now on the draw. Bit windy out here today. You can hear some of it over our microphones. Trying to do my best to shut that wind out, but obviously if the wind were to blow my headset off, that might make for some good content. We might have to get somebody to record that in the case that happens. I don't think the wind is heavy enough today for that to happen, though.
Speaking of content, if you want more JV content from the Northstar Network, we have a mic up going on.
All right, our producer, Alex Schnabel, currently in the process of editing that. We caught one of the players during warm-ups. We'll find out on the Northstar Network Instagram and TikTok. As they walk in there, shot save made. And now a long stretch pass out. That's over the mark. Opportunity for the North Stars as they will be unable to scoop this one up and picked up by Victor. Big collision there.
Big fall. I hope everyone's all right.
They walk on in now, dancing around at the 20. They'll send this down low, and that pass is just off the mark. Flipped up the field. Here come CNS into the offensive end. Getting pushed back, and now we'll get a whistle. For a 1 left to go. And North Stars, they've had just trouble today keeping the ball on their person. It's been popping out quite a bit. But they've certainly gotten a lot better in that regard. We get some whistles here. I'll stay with CNS. 3:36 and counting left to go. Our Stars here incoming on this 12-meter. We'll see if they try to make a cut to the middle. And now we got 8 meters, so maybe some alarm bells starting to sound here for Victor as the North Stars have kept this one in their end. And you can just see how CNS continues to try to push, but obviously the Victor coaching staff, you'd expect they're going to have a lot of praise for their team's defenses. They've been strong today. And they walk on in, save there made by DeHay. Able to snag that one out of the air of her stick. She's under a lot of pressure, has to navigate around it. Still looking for some freedom. Just can't find any clear space to go. That one's turned over. And walking on in now, a one-on-one with the goalie off the post and out.
Ooh.
Took a big bounce there off the goalpost. I'll get a replay on that. Meanwhile, Webster's just walking right in with us. Victor! Keep saying Webster! Okay. They're not even similar. I don't know why he keeps saying.
I don't even know why you're saying them either.
Sent down low, trying to work the perimeter again, going behind the net. Sent to the middle. That one was nearly picked off. Victor getting all kinds of pressure. Big collision there. It'll go back to the North Stars. .125 left, and Rowan, I think at halftime we'll do our little question of the day.
All right.
Why not? As Victor here will try to set things up. The Blue Devils.
This last bit of the game, I'm hoping to see maybe more action on the Victor end. I'm also hoping to see you get their name right, Killian.
I've been getting it right the last couple times. It takes everyone yelling at me for me to get it down. Picked up along the side, flipped up to about the 15, and they will continue to work this outside edge. Flipping and sending this one down behind the goal line.
We're falling back to the circle strategy I'm seeing. I don't know if that has a formal name, but that's what I'm calling it.
Now we got some Blue Devils trying to cut in. Here comes the attack from Victor. Whistles blow. And an 8-meter coming for the Blue Devils. .15 seconds to go here. Here comes the 8-meter. They walk in, shot wide. It's going to go to CNS, North Star ball. And so that is how this first half will come to an end. It's fired down the field by DeHay. Nobody's going to get to that before time expires. So we go to halftime. 13-1 our score. Victor with the lead. And now we're on time for our question of the day. And that question is, I actually have a random question generator in front of me right now. What is your favorite thing to eat for dinner?
My favorite thing to eat for dinner, I mean, this is kind of a vague answer, but I really like pasta. I don't know, there's so much you can do with it. You can do, like, so many different seasonings, so many different toppings. It's just, yeah, I just really like pasta, man. Yeah,
well, one of my friends that I have lunch with every day, he's vegetarian, but he's a big pasta guy as well. He actually one time named off his top 5 favorite tomato sauces. But that's a story for another time. We'll go to halftime here in the Northstar Network, 13-1. We welcome you back on the Northstar Network. 13-1 our score. Victor of the lead following 1/2 a play. North Stars in the white, Victor in the blue. And out we go here for the first draw of the half. Harper Freeman out there for CNS. Knocked out of the air, and it'll be picked up now by the Blue Devils. They break forward into the offensive end. Not unlike the starts we've seen them have today. They've taken possession off the draw control and then have not looked back. Sent down low. 30 seconds gone by here in the third quarter. Trying to break on in. Just leaving it back to the outside, sent down low. Trying to send that one to the middle. Save there made. DeHay there, the 7th grader, making the save. And just what's going on in the world of sports today. We got our first games of the NBA playoff first round. And then over in the NHL, got a few game ones. I think the most notable one will be tonight when we see the Flyers take on the Penguins. Battle of Pennsylvania. But all those playoff series, always exciting in both of those sports. Meanwhile, here, a minute 45 gone by. Northstar setting up in the offensive end. It's sent down over to Wilbur. Now behind the net here is Daz. Here come the North Stars trying to break on in. It's knocked out of the air, picked up by Victor to come out the other way. Bring it forward now, up past the 30, now into the offensive end of the field. Trying to push it out of bounds, and it will be successful, but it'll stay with the Blue Devils.
If I may for a minute, in other news, if my memory serves me well, I believe the color guard... Whoa, looks like we've got some action.
Quite a bit of wind here blowing into the booth. 9:13 left to go. Victor controlling this one behind the net. They flip it down, trying to cut to the middle. Play back to the outside. I lost the ball for a second. North Stars try to come on in. Whistles blow. And it'll be a 12-meter here for Victor. That one flies out of bounds. North Star ball. You can definitely see that the Blue Devils are just kind of just turning the intensity down a little bit. But obviously you don't want to make it like a banquet level of intensity out here. You don't want to make it like too lenient. But the North Stars, and we get whistles here. It'll stay with CNS. But, Rowan, this is the point of the game where the North Stars here can try to formulate some things on offense, figure out what works, especially as the Blue Devils turn down the intensity here.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they can figure out some way to just break past these Blue Devils, because they are due for some points, Killian.
And we'll see if they can do it here in this possession. They carry this one around the 20, reversing back, whistles blow. North Star ball. Trying to find some space. It's flipped back on up. Trying to break in, whistles blow.
Looks like North Stars. I can see. It looks like North Star has possession of the ball, and
It walked on in there, that one.
yeah.
We're just unable to fully get possession of it. It was turned over, but the North Stars had an opportunity to center it and ultimately fell into the stick of a Blue Devil. And they will bring this one out of their own end. North Stars, this is probably their best chance to score since they actually scored their goal back in the second quarter. And now Victor looks to make them pay.
In that second half, in that first half of that play, it really seemed like the North Stars were putting a lot more pressure. Now it seems. Oh.
Flipping it behind the net, trying to find some space. Sent down to the side, whistles blow. And here comes an 8-meter for Victor. 5:50 to go here, running time in this third quarter. They walk on in and score. Got it to bounce there between the legs of DeHay, 14-1.
Man, even with the added pressure of the North Stars, the Blue Devils seem to just be killing their defenses without even like breaking a sweat.
And the North Stars have just been left searching for answers here. Breaking on in there, and now here come the North Stars trying to find speed. Shooting one, they score! It's knocked in there by Marzullo. Ariana Marzullo there. North Stars just rushed right in. Looked like they had a bit of an army there.
Yeah.
All of them rushing on in at once.
Hoping to see the North Stars make a comeback. And it looks like they might. So the fans down in the sidelines, maybe they won't feel like their loyalty has been displaced.
But, I mean, if you look on the other side for Victor today, obviously they lead by 12. It's been a very uniform effort offensively and defensively. So here the North Stars on the draw. It's Marzullo.
You know, wow, starting on my words there. Last JV game, the apex predator of the CNS turf actually came out, a gardener snake. Do you think it'll make an appearance today, or do you think it's too hot?
Well, firstly, I'm just kind of curious where it would have come from. I mean, maybe under the bleachers on the other side. Obviously, you know, garter snakes, they're pretty dumb. They're not that smart, but, you know. As Victor there will make it 15-2 off that centering pass. And it's been a demonstration of consistent offensive prestige today for the Blue Devils.
Very coordinated.
So now on the draw, here's Marzullo. And it's been a prosperous effort today for Victor. Very successful here in every aspect of this game. And obviously, frustration will start to set in for CNS as we get further along into this one. But, I mean, to the North Star's credit, they haven't backed down this whole game. They're still trying, and they haven't lied down at all.
The JV for North Stars definitely has some sheer determination. I haven't seen them back down at all.
It'll be interesting to see, Ron, as this game goes on, do they continue to try to push, or do they just kind of start to shut down as well? But, I mean, they have consistently been resistant to the Victor attempts today. Both offensively and defensively, they've not stopped putting in effort. And so, .105 and counting left to go. Played onto the side, turning, and I thought she was going to fire that one, but didn't end up taking the shot. So they'll look back along the outside here. 40 seconds left in the third quarter. They walk on in, turning, looking for space. Fired back along up. Back up to the top of the 12-meter line. Slipping there, Turf Monster nearly comes out for the first time today. Instead, it gets shot in there. Save made by DeHay. Looks like that might have caught the lip of her stick and then fallen into the net there. Flipped back, 5 seconds left in the third quarter. That'll do it for quarter number 3. 15-2 our score. Victor with the advantage here. We'll step aside for a moment on the Northstar Network. We welcome you back on the Northstar Network. 15-2 is our score. Victor with the advantage. They're playing some Applebee's music right now. The app, that one song from the commercial. I think it's called Fancy Like. I think that's the actual name of it.
Moving away from your topic of Applebee's, I guess. While it looks kind of grim for the North Stars right now, we were talking about their perseverance and their persistence last quarter. And I mean, I maybe call me hopeful, but I think that with a little bit of elbow grease, they might be able to pull off maybe a tie. If they just have to really focus and hone in their skills and try and break through the defenses of the Blue Devils, and we might have a tie on our hands.
13-goal deficit is what stands between them and that mark. But, I mean, obviously, if they're able to turn over a new leaf here and proclaim their presence in this fourth quarter, they could definitely be able to execute that. Obviously, you got 12 minutes running time, but what a story that would be if they're able to come back.
I know. They would, like, snatch victory from the jaws of defeat.
Draw control taken by the North Stars, and they'll start off in the offensive end. So a good start for them, and they've got space. They walk on in. Ball popped out of the stick there, and it'll be recovered by CNS, but they got it goes off the head. Went off the head there of Maya Ranieri. Knocked out of the stick there briefly of Reynolds. Picked it up along the side, turning, looking for space. Fired back down low. This is Frasina. Frasina tried to send this one to the middle. It's picked up. Walking. The shot there. Save made. Whistles blow. And an 8-meter coming for CNS. One minute gone by in the fourth quarter. North Stars trying to narrow the deficit to only 12. They walk on in, was knocked out of the stick at the last second. We get more whistles, and it is Victor Ball. Good back check there by the Blue Devil defense. They break up the field and are quickly into the offensive end. Moving with speed, sent down low, cutting to the middle. The shot there, they score. And
wow.
That'll make it 16-2.
It's a little crazy when you think these are only JV kids. I mean, their form, their strategy, everything about the Blue Victors, they're very, like, put together. I can honestly...
The Blue Victors. Now it's my name. Now it's my turn to criticize your name. Your
Whoops.
name calling.
What?
You did that to me earlier. Now it's my turn.
I mean, at least I didn't say the Blue Websters.
That's fair.
I had it in my heart.
It was just misaligned. Instead of the Victor Blue Devils, it was the Devils Blue Victors.
Blue Devils, whatever. Anywho.
You might have to sign a contract that says you're not allowed to criticize my name calling abilities anymore after that one.
Not happening. It's just not part of my personality to let that go.
9:28 left to go. And it's picked up now by Victor. They walk into the offensive end. And every time the North Stars have gotten close or gotten on the board, it's just been an immediate response for Victor. .53 left to go. Driving on in. Played over to the side. Sent down low. Looking for space. Sent back behind the net. Nobody there in the middle. We get a whistle. And it'll stay here with Webster. Or excuse me, Victor. I did it again.
One day.
To the middle of him was knocked out of the air. Picked up now by the Blue Devils. Sent down low to the middle, and they score. Tic-tac-toe passing there from the Blue Devils makes it 17-2.
Killian, you had a question of the day for me, but I do have a question of the day for you.
Okay.
What
Let's
is
hear it.
your favorite concession snack?
Favorite concession snack? I personally am I'm a Twizzler kind of guy, but another one of our Northstar Network members, Joe Canella, he is actually in the circus peanuts.
Circus peanuts.
And I have a story about this. So this was during, I believe it was Clue earlier this year. Joe made one of our advisors go out and buy him circus peanuts, and he got his circus peanuts. He was very happy.
That's such a grandfather snack.
He's an old soul. .702 left to go. 17-2 is the score.
And it seems the ref is calling, or is that the coach?
It might have been, I think it was like Victor Coach roaring out some
Yeah,
orders.
someone's making an uproar out there.
And they just continue to just hike the ball around this outside and eventually break their way in. It's worked for them all day. Why go away from that strategy? Pop back up here to the point, driving on in, and they end up cutting back on out. 6:18 left to go in quarter number 4. Flip back into the middle. Sent down, and they'll cut this one back behind the net. 6:01 left on this chapter of the season for both of these teams. Breaking on in. Shot there. That one bounced wide. Might have gotten tipped a little bit by DeHay on the way in. Sent to the middle. They score. And once again, a centering pass results in the goal. Makes it a 16-point game. .511 left to go.
The new gens are telling me to say that that shot was cash.
Yeah, Mason Hind has left his camera position. Jordan Petreski has now taken that over. Mason's currently shadowing producer. .424 and counting left to go. And this one continues to just be cycled around the border here for Victor. They cut along in, played up at about the 15. Sent in the middle. Sent down low. Trying to cut up back, looking for some space. Didn't have the centering option, so they elect to just bring this one back to the other side. They'll set a play up again, 3:45 to go. Fired on in, not any space. Now they'll try to break a couple people through. Walking on in now. The shot, they score. The whistles did blow beforehand. So it looks like it'll be an 8-meter here. They won't get the goal immediately. But now they have the option to get it here on this 8-meter.
Seems like if the North Stars want to make some sort of comeback, they're going to have to make a contemporary strategy to overthrow these Blue Devils, not the Blue Victors. Blue Devils.
That one will make it a 17-point game there on the 8-meter. And it would take just an absolute animal effort to get back in this game at this point. You got 2:10 left to go, running time. Obviously, I think the result of this one's pretty much sealed. But the North Stars, you can still say that they did not give up throughout this entire game. They battled, and they've tried to just stay in this one as much as they can. But obviously, the Blue Devils, very good opponent. It's just been a little too much for them to handle today. $125. 118 left. Victor breaks on in. Set to the middle. Looking to crack 20. They will. 20 goals on the day here for the Blue Devils. And again, it's been the same strategy the whole time. Just work the outside and then find space to get in. And then just dump it low.
I wonder if this is a tried and true time and true strategy for them. I mean, I was a little shocked because I thought the North Stars would find a way to find loops in their plan or find holes to break through, but no. This strategy seems to work very amazing. Hats off to the coaches and the players, obviously.
Yeah, it's been very, very solid scheming for the Blue Devils all day long. 30 seconds now left to go in this one. I think our result is pretty much sealed by this point. And so, 18 seconds and counting left to go. We'll see if we get the next face-off off, or excuse me, the next draw off. 10 seconds left. Looks like they'll try it, and the North Stars will not quite come away with it, but now they will. 4 seconds left. They just got to shoot this one. 1 second, and that will be it for the game. 20-2 our final. Victor comes away with the win.
Fantastic on both sides, though, honestly. The North Stars had such amazing persistence, and, of course, the Blue Devils had amazing strategy. And, yeah, it's just a good day, good game, and I'm excited to see more. You have anything else to add, Killian?
Only everything I have to add is that we'll see the varsity game between these two coming up next here on the Northstar Network at 3 o'clock. 34 minutes and counting until the opening draw of that one. And until then, we'll say so long from Michael J. Bragman Stadium. I'm Killian Heffron, my color commentator, Rowan Barnes, my producer, Alex Schneibel, being replaced currently by Jordan Petrowski as Alex goes out to film the varsity mic'd up, and camera operator Mason Hine. We say so long from Michael J. Bragman Stadium.
Have a nice day, guys.